Good day everyone. Today I'll be presenting two scenarios that involve some of the consumer and seller's rights and responsibilities. Now, let's start with the first scenario. You go temping bowling and exchange your shoes for bowling ones. When you go swap them back, they say they have lost them. Are you entitled to compensation? So, what could be the solution to this problem? As a consumer, in this scenario, you have the right to seek compensation because the employee should be liable for any loss since the shoes were left under his or her watch and custody. The employee should be held accountable for not guarding your belongings and not giving you the intended service he or she is expected to provide. If the employee doesn't submit to your request for compensation, you can file a formal complaint to the manager or owner of the business. Now, here's video proof that explains the consumer's right to be heard and redressed.
The right to seek redressal, which is the right to be compensated for misrepresentation, shoddy goods, or unsatisfactory services. So, if the consumer has a complaint due to unfair trade practices done by sellers, he has a right to get relief. Thus, the consumer has a right to get defective goods replaced or money refunded by the sellers. This also provides due compensation to consumers for any loss or injury suffered due to fault caused by supplier or manufacturers.
Let's proceed to the next scenario. You go to a restaurant and order a burger. When it arrives, it is cold and has a hair on it. Do you have to pay for it? In the scenario, the seller violated the consumer's right to safety because the burger was served cold and was contaminated with hair. That means the seller didn't practice proper sanitation in handling the foods. The seller has to make sure that the product is clean and safe for consumption. If this duty is infracted, the consumer has the right to complain and return the product without paying. Here's a video that will explain further the consumer's right to safety and the different scenario along with it.
The right to safety, which is the right to be protected against the marketing of goods or the provision of services that are hazardous to health and life. For example, a consumer should check an LPG tank for leakage at the time of purchase. Suppose the LPG tank starts leaking afterwards, leading to fire and injury or death to anyone. In that case, the supplier is liable to pay compensation.
Customers are protected by law with the different consumer rights. With this, one should be aware when and how to use it without overstepping the law. Customers should always remember that you shouldn't abuse your power, complain only when it's valid and necessary, and always be respectful to the seller. Being able to do these, you can help other consumers not to become victims of the same scenarios. At the same time, you're also teaching the sellers to improve their service or product. So that's all. Thank you and goodbye.